How much flour? About?
I would say that it's probably going to take about 2 cups, probably.
How do you tell? Because I know you do it by feel.
That's what I do. And so I just start mixing it until it's tough to mix any more flour into it. So I'll probably start with,
Are you washing
like this, and then I will start just mixing it in until it. And at first, just try to even get the flour started in there. It just doesn't want to mix very well. It's got to just keep working until you get it start to accept that flour. But obviously, we need a whole lot more flour in there.
How are you doing that?
Right now, you can see obviously anything that would stick to your hands and just leave it all over your hands. It's too wet. It needs more flour added to it. But I try to keep all the flour that I get it down here mixed into it.
So the recipe is just eggs and flour?
Eggs and flour. Eggs and flour.
No salt?
No salt. No
soda?
salt. No salt. No soda. It's such a simple. How can you get more simple than that? They're egg noodles. Wow. Eggs and flour. Because right now you've got an awful lot of egg still loose enough in that mixture that it's just going to stick to everything. Mm-hmm. It's going to be sticky to the fingers, but still, I'm just about to the point now that I'll start mixing it in.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And as you mix it, of course, it's gonna soak up and start getting sticky again until you get the flour all mixed in there. It's not as moist. It's not sticking nearly as much.
Yeah.
The only problem I have is, and that's why I'll put flour down on the counter before I roll it out, because obviously when I start rolling it out, then it's going to get sticky and it's going to stick to the counter and not the rolling pin so much. But so I just try to get it as much worked into it. I don't think you could put too much flour in. I think it's a matter of if you start getting too much in it, then it's not going to want to stick together well enough to. It's going to start flaking off like this.
Okay.
Okay, so I think now I'm about ready to take this out. But as I'm turning this, you see how that's all sticky again. So it's still within it. So I'll I'll start absorbing it that way. I can start spreading that a little bit. Okay. Oops, I'm going to get it.
It's okay.
Down to probably about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. It depends on how thick you really want it. Maybe a little less than 1/8.
And even more flour.
Well, and it's just, I think that's easier with the dry flour to just get it really to set. And one thing I want to do is before I roll it up, I want to make sure that there is a fairly liberal coat of dry flour on top, so they don't stick together after you cut it when you start to unroll it.
Oh, you roll it to cut it?
I roll it like a cookie, like you were doing.
Pinwheel.
I do. So it's just a matter of now starting to roll it.
Brilliant.
That's how you get, a little bit more uniformity as far as the width of your noodles.
You can use the dough cutter to slice it.
Okay. You would oftentimes make them the night before, and after she unrolled these, she'd lay them roll them out on a tea towel, and then cover them with a tea towel to keep them clean, and just let them kind of dry overnight, and then cook them the next day. I've tried that sometimes, but I haven't found that it really makes a difference in the quality or anything else. So normally I just unroll them and let them sit until I've got the meat taken off the bone from the rest of the carcass after it's cooked, and while the soup is still hot and boiling, drop the noodles in just as they are, and just let them cook that way. we just got the carcass that I got out of the pot, and I'm going to take all the meat off of it. And now it's fairly clear, just the broth
Bubbling away.
bubbling away, and we'll add the noodles to it shortly.
Now you haven't added meat or anything.
No, I haven't. So, and I find that, you know, I just add that afterwards. I've got that whole bowl full of the meat plus whatever additional meat we add. But just to get the noodles cooking first in the broth.
Turkey noodle soup. Mm-mm-mm.